was it that you wanted to work on? So you've got sinus problems and you've also got some grief issues.
Right, also a big piece is fear of getting sick.
Uh-huh. All right, so when we were talking about it before, you said there's been a lot of death around you in the family.
Yes.
And the most recent one, keep tapping while we talk because it helps you to tune in.
Okay.
The most recent one was your first husband?
Yeah, my husband.
Your husband. And how old or how long ago was that?
Well, that was 16 years ago.
Okay.
Other people have passed since, but that was a real significant one for me.
Okay. But it wasn't the first?
No, I already lost my mother and my father.
Okay.
So
what was, out of all three of those, when you go back to the time that it occurred and you think about the worst one, the one that had the most impact, which one was that?
Oh, that's hard. It was really hard losing my mom because I was only 21.
Okay, so let's go there. Was that the first one?
That was the first.
All right. Okay. So I want you to just tune into that feeling of how it was really hard when you were only 21 and you lost your mum. All right. And it's about you telling me about what's going on over there for you. So when you feel something in your body, tell me. Add the words, right? I'll give you some suggestions of words, but I want you, it's about you and what's going on over there for you. So you tell me what's going on, where you're feeling it in your body, what pictures just come up into your mind, whether it's a picture, a sound, a feeling, a memory, all right? So even though, you repeat after me.
Even though
there's been all this sadness in my life.
There's been all this sadness in my life.
And these deaths.
And these deaths.
Particularly the three that really impacted me.
Particularly the three that really impacted me.
My mum, my dad, my husband.
My mom, my dad, my husband.
And the fear of death.
And the fear of death.
That still impacts my life.
It's really more the fear of getting sick.
The fear of getting sick.
Still, the fear of getting sick really impacts my life.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
And all these reactions.
And all these reactions.
That are still trapped in my body.
That are still trapped in my body.
And I want to release them and let them go.
And I want to release them and let them go.
They no longer serve me any purpose.
They no longer serve me any purpose.
Being trapped in my body.
Being trapped in my body.
I remember the first death.
I remember the first death.
The impact of my mother's death.
The impact of my mother's death.
I was only 21.
I was only 21.
It was really hard.
It was really hard.
I can still remember how hard it was.
I can still remember how hard it was.
My life changed then.
My life changed then.
I can still feel the sadness trapped in my body.
I can still feel the sadness trapped inside my body.
I was only 21.
I was only 21.
And my mother was taken from me.
And my mother was taken from me.
Everything changed when she died.
Everything changed when she died.
Feeling that sadness in my body.
Feeling that sadness in my body.
So where do you feel it in your body?
In my heart and my chest.
Mm-hmm. I can feel it in my heart and my chest.
I can feel it in my heart and my chest.
It's really hard to breathe.
It's really hard to breathe.
I can feel the heaviness of it.
I can feel the heaviness of it.
All that sadness.
All that sadness.
I feel so alone.
I feel so alone.
I'm only 21.
I'm only 21.
And my mum's gone.
And my mom's gone.
I can feel the heaviness in my chest and my heart.
I can feel the heaviness in my chest and my heart.
It's so sad.
It's so sad.
And that sadness is still trapped there.
And that sadness is still trapped there.
When I remember losing my mum.
When I remember losing my mom.
Everything I saw.
Everything I saw.
Everything I heard.
Everything I heard.
Still trapped in my body.
Still, excuse me, still trapped in my body.
And my throat.
And my throat.
I want to release it.
I want to release it.
Thanking my body for holding on to it.
Thanking my body for holding on to it.
To protect me in some way.
To protect me in some way.
But it's time to process it and release it.
But it's time to process it and release it.
Out of my heart.
Out of my heart.
Out of my chest.
Out of my chest.
So so that I can connect with the love even more.
So that I can connect with the love even more.
Bringing in the soul of my mother.
Bringing in the soul of my mother.
Back to then when I needed her most.
Back to then when I needed her most.
When I was 21.
When I was 21.
Feeling that sadness.
Feeling that sadness.
Seeing myself back then at 21.
Seeing myself back there at 21.
Feeling the sadness in my heart.
Feeling the sadness in my heart.
And stepping into that time, space and place.
And stepping into that time, space and place.
Me as I am now.
Me as I am now.
Time travelling back there.
Time travelling back there.
And introducing myself to my 21-year-old.
And introducing myself to my 21-year-old.
And letting her know I'm her from the future.
And letting her know that I'm
her from the future.
Her from the future.
Feeling the presence of my mother's soul.
Feeling the presence of my mother's soul.
And tapping on my 21-year-old self.
And tapping on my 21-year-old self.
For all the sadness that she's feeling.
For all the sadness that she's feeling.
Letting her know it's time to release it.
Letting her know it's time to release it.
To process it.
To process it.
It doesn't belong trapped there.
It doesn't belong trapped there.
And even though she feels alone.
And even though she feels alone.
As she releases that sadness.
As she releases that sadness.
That heaviness.
That heaviness.
From her heart and her chest.
From her heart and her chest.
She'll be able to connect even more with her mother.
She'll be able to connect even more with her mother.
Seeing her mother's soul.
Seeing her mother's soul.
Feeling her energy.
Feeling her energy.
And feeling the sadness blocking her connecting with her.
And feeling the sadness blocking her and connecting with her.
Dissolving that sadness as I tap on her.
Dissolving. my sinuses are running in my head. Feeling that sadness as I connect with her.
Allowing it all to drain away out of my sinuses.
Allow it to drain away out of my sinuses.
Out of my throat.
Out of my throat.
All that sadness.
All that sadness.
That's been trapped there for so long.
That's been trapped there for so long.
My sinus is holding on to it.
My sinus is holding on to it.
It's time to release it.
It's time to release it.
Releasing all that sadness.
Releasing all that sadness.
That I was sucking back up there.
That I was sucking back up there.
Trying to be brave.
Trying to be brave.
It's time to process it and let it go.
It's time to process it and let it go.
I'm there with you.
I'm there with you.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
What do you see as the energy between your mother's soul and your 21-year-old self? Can you see it being blocked by the sadness?
Yeah. I think some anger too.
Yep. So where's the anger?
Being angry at her for leaving me.
Yeah. I'm so angry. Keep tapping.
So angry.
You can close your eyes. Just keep tapping here. I'm so angry. See that anger around her body and tap on her, your 21-year-old self. Say, I'm so angry.
I'm so angry.
I know you're angry.
I know you're angry.
It's okay to be angry.
It's okay to be angry.
But don't leave that anger trapped in your body.
But don't leave that anger trapped in your body.
Don't leave it trapped in your sinuses.
Don't leave it trapped in your sinuses.
Or your heart.
Or your heart.
It's preventing you from connecting with the love your mother's trying to send you.
It's preventing you from connecting with the love that your mother is trying to send you.
So feel your mother's soul over here on your right-hand side.
Okay.
Close your eyes. And just imagine her being able to send that love to you in the figure of 8, that love. And as you dissolve the sadness out of that 21-year-old, she's able to feel and receive that love and then give it back to her as she dissolves the anger and the sadness. Can you feel that? Just tapping on her.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fear. I'm so afraid of being alone without her.
Yeah, so tapping on her and letting her know that you're always there with her. She's not alone.
The grown-up now.
Yes.
I am always there with you and you are never alone.
Letting her know she's never alone.
You are never alone.
And as she dissolves all that fear of being alone,
and as she dissolves all that fear of being alone,
she allows the energy of her mother's soul to bring her love.
She allows that energy of her mother's soul to bring her love.
And as she receives it, she's able to send it as well.
And as she receives it, she's able to send it as well.
Releasing that fear of being alone.
Releasing that fear of being alone.
Allowing her to feel the connection at a soul level with her mother.
Allowing her to feel a soul connection with her mother.
And letting her feel that soul connection all the way back to wherever it needs to go, to other lives.
And allowing her to feel that soul connection with her mother all the way back to other lives.
And all the way into the future.
And all the way into the future.
Into future lives.
Into future lives.
Where she meets that soul again.
Where she meets that soul again.
Letting her feel that she's never alone.
Letting her feel that she's never alone.
Helping her to connect with her guides.
Helping her to connect with her guides.
And her higher self.
And her higher self.
Allowing her to feel that she's never alone.
Allowing her to feel that she's never alone.
Not just consciously know it, but feel it.
Not just consciously know it, but feel it.
And I want you to give her something, a gem, a crystal, something special, and put it in her right hand. And let her know that whenever she holds onto it, you will be there. She can call you in from the future, and you'll be there to always help her feel that she's not alone.
Okay, so whenever you feel frightened, I want you to remember this crystal I'm putting in your hand, to remember that you're never alone and I'm always with you.
And help her to connect with her guides.
And help you connect with your guides.
And higher self.
And higher self.
And the more that you release fear.
And the more that you release fear.
Fear of getting sick.
Fear of getting sick.
Fear of death.
Fear of death.
The more you're able to connect with your guides, your higher self.
The more you're able to connect with your guides and your higher self.
And your mother's soul.
And your mother's soul.
And any other soul.
And any other soul.
The fear blocks it.
The fear blocks it.
And we're releasing that fear now.
And we're releasing that fear now.
Releasing that fear.
Releasing that fear.
That was trapped in your heart.
That was trapped in your heart.
And your sinuses.
And your sinuses.
All those tears.
All those tears.
Being dried up.
Being dried up.
And cleared away.
Cleared away.
It's safe to feel love.
It's safe to feel love.
In your throat.
In my throat. In your throat.
Yeah. In your heart.
In your heart.
In your nose.
In your nose.
In your sinuses.
In your sinuses.
It's safe to smell.
It's safe to smell.
It's safe to breathe.
It's safe to breathe.
Feeling that safety.
Feeling that safety.
What's coming up for her? How's she feeling?
Feeling like I can breathe better. She can breathe better. There's always that like block.
Yep. So asking her to tune into that block.
Tune into that block.
And where does it come from?
And where does it come from?
What's the emotion there that's trapped?
What's the emotion there that's trapped?
What does she say?
It's hiding the fear so that she could be more functional.
Yep.
And just pressing it down so that she could be strong and tough.
Okay, so go back to the karate chop point, tapping on her. Even though you were pushing that down.
Even though you were pushing that down.
Pushing all that fear down.
Pushing all that fear down.
So that you could be strong.
So that you could be strong.
It's okay to let it go now.
It's okay to let it go now.
It's okay to express it.
It's okay to express it.
To dissolve it and process it.
To dissolve it and process it.
It doesn't belong trapped in your throat.
It doesn't belong trapped in your throat.
It doesn't belong blocked there.
It doesn't belong blocked there.
It serves you no good to keep it pushed down.
It serves you no good to keep it pushed down.
And I'm here to help you release it.
And I'm here to help you release it.
Top of the head, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
Eyebrow, you can release that block now.
You can release that block now.
Corner of the eye, giving your body permission to release it now.
Giving your body permission to release it now.
Under the eye, you don't have to be strong now.
You don't have to be strong now.
Under the nose. Connecting with your guides.
Connecting with your guides.
Who help you release it.
Who help you release it.
Chin. Connecting with your higher self.
Connecting with your higher self.
Who helps you release it.
Who helps you release it.
Collarbone. Filling your body, your throat, your nose with love.
Filling your body, your throat, your nose with love.
Knowing that you never die.
Knowing that you never die.
Feeling the gift.
Feeling the gift.
Of the sickness and the death.
Of the sickness and death.
And what it provided you with.
And what it provided you with.
The learning.
The learning.
The spirituality.
The spirituality.
And as you connect with the gifts and the love.
And as you connect with the gifts and the love.
You release all the blocks.
You release all the blocks.
And just feel the love.
And just feel the love.
Releasing any remaining anger.
Releasing any remaining anger.
Sadness.
Sadness.
Fear of sickness.
Fear of sickness.
Feeling the love connection.
Feeling the connection.
Above with higher self.
Above with higher self.
With guides.
With guides.
With mum's energy.
With mum's energy.
With any past members of the family.
With any past members of the family.
Future members of the family.
Future members of the family.
Connecting with their souls.
Connecting with their souls.
Connecting with your own life purpose.
Connecting with your own life purpose.
And life lesson.
And life lesson.
Releasing any remaining blocks in the physical body.
Releasing any remaining blocks in the physical body.
Under the arm. Feeling fully connected now.
Feeling fully connected now.
So take a deep breath and have some water. And tissues.
Yeah, thanks.
So when you tune into her now, at 21, how does she feel?
She feels comforted that I'm there with her.
And what was the gift that you gave her? To call on you, what did you put in her hand?
A crystal.
Cool.
Yeah.
So she's got that crystal, which is like a mobile phone to be able to call you whenever she wants. That's an energetic gift that you've given her.
Right.
And whenever she feels alone or she wants to connect with you, her guides, her higher self, she can hang on to that crystal.
Right. Good.
And when you feel the energy of her mother's soul,
Uh-huh.
is that able to connect with her now? Is there any anger left? Is she able to receive it and then give the love back as well?
She's a little more trusting, but I think she really walled off pretty strong at that time because it was so terrifying. I think it reminded her of being alienated and alone.
Okay, so when you feel that reminder of being alienated and alone, where did that come from? Where did you first feel that? How old were you?
Always,
Okay.
as
All right.
a little girl.
Even though I've always felt alienated and alone,
I've always felt alienated and alone.
I accept myself
I accept myself
and this feeling,
and this feeling,
wherever it's come from,
wherever it's come from,
all the way back to its origin,
all the way back to its origin,
whether in this lifetime or another.
whether in this lifetime or another.
I've always felt alienated and alone,
I've always felt alienated and alone,
even when I was a little girl.
even when I was a little girl.
All the way back to the first time I felt that.
All the way back to the first time I felt that.
I'm ready and willing to clear it now.
I'm ready and willing to clear it now.
Sending that love energy
Sending that love energy
from my heart
from my heart
in a figure of 8
in a figure of 8,
all the way back in time
all the way back in time
to all those times
to all those times
that I always felt alone.
that I always felt alone.
I felt the separation.
I felt the separation.
the separation of duality
the separation of duality
into the physical human form.
into the physical human form.
And I've always felt separate from my soul.
And I've always felt separate from my soul.
And I want to connect with my higher self,
And I want to connect with my higher self,
my guides,
my guides,
my soul, that have always been waiting for me to ask.
that have always been waiting for me to ask.
But when I was so little, I didn't know how.
But when I was so little, I didn't know how.
That feeling of being alone,
That feeling of being alone,
that I've always felt.
that I've always felt.
Sending that love wave,
Sending that love wave,
that figure of 8 love, sending and receiving love wave,
sending and receiving love wave,
all the way back to all those times I felt alone.
all the way back to all those times I felt alone.
Allowing the connection to my guides
Allowing the connections to my guides
and my higher self.
and my higher self.
Allowing me to feel comforted
Allowing me to feel comforted
and that I'm not alone.
and that I'm not alone.
Allowing me to feel connected.
Allowing me to feel connected.
What's the colour of feeling connected?
Blue.
Seeing that beautiful blue colour
Seeing that beautiful blue color
connecting me from my heart,
connecting me from my heart,
my high heart centre,
my high heart center,
my soul centre,
my soul center,
to my guides and higher self,
to my guides and higher self,
dissolving that alone feeling,
dissolving that alone feeling,
feeling connected,
feeling connected,
and knowing that I can feel connected
and knowing that I can feel connected
whenever I want.
whenever I want.
Just like I've got that crystal
Just like I've got that crystal
that I gave myself back when I was 21.
that I gave myself back when I was 21.
And I have it now and I've always had it.
And I have it now and I've always had it.
It's in my heart.
It's in my heart.
The crystal in my heart
The crystal in my heart
that connects me to my guides,
that connects me to my guides,
my higher self,
my higher self,
that I forgot
that I forgot
when I was born.
when I was born.
No wonder I always felt disconnected
No wonder I've always felt disconnected
and alone.
and alone.
But I choose to feel connected now
But I choose to feel connected now
and remember what that feels like
and remember what that feels like
and take that with me into the future
and take that with me into the future
and the past.
and the past.
It's mine
It's mine.
and I choose to feel it.
And I choose to feel it.
I am connected.
I am connected.
I'm never alone.
I'm never alone.
Deep breath. Good release. Want some water?
Need to blow.
Mm-hmm. Cough and blow. Good releasing.
It's the sinuses inside.
So if you have a bit of water as well, if there was an emotion still trapped in your sinuses, what would it be?
Well, what I was thinking in that last round was, that I felt so much separation and aloneness as a child, and then my mother died. That made it so much worse. And then I found it in my husband. We had such a profound connection, and then when he died, it wiped me out.
Okay, so back here. Even though I felt so alone,
I felt so alone,
and I remember feeling alone
and I remember feeling alone
when I was little.
when I was little.
I want you to go to just one time that pops into your mind when you felt alone.
I remember.
Mm-hmm. What is it? Tell me.
I remember lying in my bed and hearing the television downstairs with this commercial on TV with this song around, turn around and you're tiny, and turn around and you're grown, and like how quickly time passes, and it's supposed to be a beautiful song. It was a Hallmark commercial song, but it scared me because it made me feel like I was going to die soon, and my life would go so quickly and it would be over and I would miss it.
How old were you when you heard that? Around about, just see a number
Around-
pop into your head.
Around 7.
Mm-hmm. Even though I remember being about 7
Even though I remember being around 7
and hearing the TV downstairs.
And hearing the TV downstairs.
And hearing that Hallmark song.
And hearing that Hallmark song.
And feeling the energy of it.
And feeling the energy of it.
The fear.
The fear.
That my life might be over soon.
That my life might be over soon.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
And all my reactions.
And all my reactions.
I was only 7.
I was only 7.
I downloaded that song.
I downloaded that song.
That thing on the TV.
That thing on the TV.
As truth.
As truth.
As my belief.
As my belief.
I was in a 7-year-old hypnagogic state.
I was in a 7-year-old hypnagogic state.
And that song hypnotized me.
And that song hypnotized me.
And gave me the belief.
And gave me the belief.
That I'll soon turn around and I'll be dead.
I'll soon turn around and I'll be dead.
And I've had that belief.
And I've had that belief.
And that fear.
And that fear.
Trapped in my body.
Trapped in my body.
All these years.
All these years.
And I want to release it and let it go.
And I want to release it and let it go.
I was only 7.
I was only 7.
I didn't have the wisdom.
I didn't have the wisdom.
Or the knowledge.
Or the knowledge.
Of the adult brain.
Of the adult brain.
To see it as just an ad.
To see it as just an ad.
I thought it was the truth.
I thought it was the truth.
I thought I'd turn around and my life would be over.
I thought I'd turn around and my life would be over.
And I've brought that truth with me through my life.
I've brought that truth with me all through my life.
No wonder people around me have died.
No wonder people around me have died.
That was my belief.
That was my belief.
That was my truth.
That was my truth.
That I took on at 7.
That I took on at 7.
From that ad on TV.
From that ad on TV.
And I choose to release it now.
And I choose to release it now.
All the way back to that 7-year-old.
All the way back to that 7-year-old.
And step into her room.
And step into her room.
Lying on her bed.
Lying on her bed.
And introduce myself.
And introduce myself.
And let her know I'm here from the future.
And let her know I'm here from the future.
I'm here through the magic of time.
I'm here through the magic of time.
I'm her from the future.
I'm her from the future.
And I've come to help her.
And I've come to help her.
And I'm going to tap on her magic buttons.
I'm going to tap on her magic buttons.
And let her know that was just a silly ad.
And let her know that was just a silly ad.
That people made up.
That people made up.
And you're not going to just turn around and die.
And I'm not going to just turn around. And she's not going to just turn around and die.
And here I am all the way from the future to let her know that.
And here I am all the way from the future to let her know that.
To let her know that she has a beautiful daughter.
To let her know that she has a beautiful daughter.
Who's pregnant.
Who's pregnant.
And she's going to be a grandmother.
She's a grandmother. Everything.
Letting her know how beautiful that is.
Letting her know how beautiful that is.
And she doesn't have to fear that she's going to die when she turns around.
She doesn't have to fear that she's going to die when she turns around.
Mm-hmm. She's going to be a beautiful grandmother.
She's going to be a beautiful grandmother.
And how great's that?
And how great.
How great is that?
And how great is that?
Letting her know that she has nothing to fear.
Letting her know that she has nothing to fear.
She's really healthy in her age.
She's really healthy in her age.
And she's going to live a long time.
And she's going to live a long time.
And letting her know she can carry that with her all through her life.
And letting her know that she could carry that with her all through her life.
Letting go of any fears.
Letting go of any fears.
And I'm going to leave a picture of her.
And I'm going to leave a picture of her.
Under my pillow.
Under my pillow.
And I'm going to leave her a picture of me.
And I'm going to leave her a picture of me.
And the daughter that she'll have in the future.
And the daughter she'll have in the future.
With her pregnant belly.
With her pregnant belly.
And she'll have something to look forward to.
And she'll have something to look forward to.
And never fear that she's going to die just around the corner.
And never fear that she's going to die just around the corner.
She can feel safe.
She can feel safe.
And I tuck her into bed.
And I tuck her into bed.
And sing her a song.
And sing her a song.
And let her fall to sleep.
And let her fall asleep.
Letting her know she's safe.
Letting her know she's safe.
And she's dissolved all that fear out of her body.
And she's dissolved all that fear out of her body.